Welcome back. We are digging down deep, looking to shatter digital walls, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get to the end. But right now, I mean, let's just make this the longest digital asynchronous lecture in the history of our series. I don't know. We're feeling the momentum, but it's all driven by your student questions. Great questions that got me thinking long and hard about responses this week. And sometimes that can be that trap of how long to take. We're in a culture and a cycle that's all about cycles and temporal cycles of now and fast, and by the time this tweet's 12 hours gone, it's yesterday's news. And that one of the downsides of the information age we live in is that information comes so quick and so in such volume. We're not encouraged to slow down and think about stuff. Hey, and guess what? While we're moving super fast and making instant comments all the time online, then we're also not checking what we say, right? We see how this is starting to tie into our conversations about fake news throughout this course, and especially this week. That people, and I've recirculated, guilty as charged, recirculated some texts on Twitter this week that are referring to this phenomenon of emotion and the role emotion plays in a lot of our online conversations now, and how the faster you post, the more likely that your response is tethered in emotion and not logic. And if it's not tethered in logic, then you're more likely to make either outlandish claims, false claims, or illogical claims, right? And so people just get into online fighting and bullying, cyberbullying and trolling, and we're not accomplishing anything culturally anymore. We're not being civic. That's not civic engagement. Like, that's counterproductive for a society. So, yeehaw. I'll go ahead and think about your questions. An extra couple of hours, kind of process what we can. Let me sleep on it. Okay. We posted up a video this week, the Gen Connect U video, featuring our Spreadable Media authors, right? Kind of doing an interview at a convention or a conference or whatever, and that Aaron's comments read, "It seems like the concept of spreadable media and the ideas with the book Spreadable Media are new, and to some disrupting existing concepts." Yes. For example, the authors just discussed their belief that viral is an inaccurate term, and in the next breath, the interviewer uses the term to define her understanding of spreadable media. Are the authors' concepts widely accepted, disputed? Is it too soon to tell? It's possibly too soon. First of all, they're accepted and they're in usage. We're using them. We're circulating them. We're validating them through our discussion. But the theoretical terminology developed, sort of massaged by Jenkins, Ford, and Green and Spreadable Media. They're not hasty in their creation of these. They're rooted in actual case studies, in shifts, in developments that they have access to and can identify and are trained to recognize. Okay, so these are valid, trained, like not just industry professionals, but intellectuals. They understand how things work at complex levels, and so they're making accurate claims. This is not like stand on the, shout your opinion because Twitter and Facebook made it easy enough for you to create an account in 2 minutes. These are people that have deep-rooted access to accurate information and also are well connected and are making objective theorizations about how media and digital media are in altering culture, right? How stuff's doing. Um, but so part of the excitement of media studies, okay, as a discipline, communication and media studies, what we do here is that our theoretical language evolves. Our theoretical language evolves alongside culture and technology, okay? So we have to constantly update the ways we assess and think about and talk about and identify and name things, just as you have to update, your phone every 6 months or a year, just as you have to update the software in your computer so that it doesn't degrade and crash on you or what have you. All things need that upgrading mechanism in order to stay relevant. Oh, what a great way to think about that. On spreadable media introduction, it might be in parentheses, but it's on paper. All right, Aaron writes, recycling some previous material to questions that haven't yet been answered, not to be too wasteful. Good job practicing ethical recycling, Aaron, right? Great effort on your part. So I made sure to pay close attention and see what we could get out of this. Page 2 mentions, quote, an array of online communication tools that have arisen to facilitate informal, instantaneous sharing, end quote. What are some examples of these tools? All right, when I see the phrase array of online communication tools, I'm thinking about integrated cross-platform sharing is a way in which Web 1.0 pivoted over to Web 2.0, right? Web 2.0 embodies more of this linked in, no pun intended, networking where you can cross-platform share very easily. And I think about something simple as when we built this YouTube channel for usage of our classes. I can go in as architect, as creator, and I could link in all the other ways to get in contact with me, access files I've shared, and so on online. Can connect to Twitter feed. Can connect to a website where I've contributed media criticisms, book reviews, and so on. I can connect to alternate platforms where other channels where I am working to share messages that are important to me, including there's even built-in links to the Peter Lang website, right, where someone can pick up a copy of Competition, Community, and Educational Growth, Contemporary Perspectives on Competitive Speech and Debate, edited by Christopher Copeland and myself. An anthology on contemporary perspectives in the field of competitive speech and debate. All right, so almost 24 chapters of fresh content to help you navigate and develop your own competitive speech and debate team, right? And what does that look like? And what are some of the problems, the pitfalls, but what are also some of the privileges and the mechanisms that make it an important